Hello and welcome to another episode of Beer School. I'm Maviel and with me as always is Manderson. Today what we're going to be talking about a little bit is the drink called Black and Tan. And that's typically a beer cocktail blended with a stout or a darker beer to a lighter beer like a pale ale.
Yep.
What are some of the variants on that?
Some of the variants of Black and Tan is really just a dark stout with a pale ale, like you said. The true Black and Tan, I'll call it the true Black and Tan, is a Guinness with a Bass Pale Ale. Two really old school beers. That's the true Black and Tan, and it's the pale ale at the bottom with the Guinness on top, and the true one still has it. So the Guinness itself is a heavier weight. So when you pour the pale ale at the bottom, you can pour the Guinness on top of it, and they won't mix together. They'll be separated. They'll be light on the bottom, dark on top, and it creates kind of a cool thing. You can mix it. Some people do that. Variations range from Guinness with a Harp Lager or just a dark stout with a pale ale for the most part. But the true one is Guinness and Bass.
Yeah. I myself have had a Guinness with Smittix.
I've heard of that
half
too.
And half of that.
That's pretty popular on St. Patty's Day, I believe.
Yep, that's one of the most popular ones, and they typically call that either an All Irish Black and Tan or Pint of Special or Blacksmith are the different terms for those. Over in Ireland, my brothers actually went over there for St. Patrick's Day one year. And when they got a Black and Tan, the pub that was over there pretty much filled the glass full with Smittix, and then did a little splash of Guinness to give the head the nice foamy frothiness that Guinness has.
It's kind of interesting.
Yeah. So it's not over there. I don't think it's what we perceive Black and Tans with half and half. Typically, and over there it's more just a little bit of Guinness here and there inside the drink. And a couple other variants of the Black and Tan would be Guinness and also like Hoegaarden, which would be labeled as Black Hoe.
So it's not necessarily a variance of a Black and Tan. It's a beer cocktail.
Right.
That's what these are. There's other beer cocktails. So
yes. Yeah. And they all have different things. Like some use Guinness Stout, some just use Guinness Draft. Others use what was that one? It wasn't Guinness. It was Heineken. Some use some Heineken with that. But you also can get your Irish Red Lager, like Killian's and Guinness for black and red. Some people do Sam Boston Lager along with Guinness for Black and Sam. Yeah, throw a little wordplay into that.
Nice.
And that one's also called like Patriot Pint or Boston Half and Half.
That's kind of an interesting name.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of my actual personal favorites is called a Dead Drifter, which is Rogue Dead Guy mixed with Driftwood Pale Ale. It's pretty good mix. I like that one a lot.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
And pretty much each and every bar has their own take on half and half or Black and Tan.
Yep. Depending on what they have on tap, they can make it.
Yep.
Just with what they have.
Yep. And I was informed that you had everything set up to be able to show us or demonstrate how Black and Tan is prepared.
Well, I can give it a try. It's been a while since I've done this. I can't promise it's going to work right, but I'll give it a shot and kind of see what happens. So how a Black and Tan works is you have your Guinness and you have your Bass Pale Ale. You pour, and then you need also a glass, a nice beer glass, and a spoon. I'll show you why the spoon first in a second. So first you pour about halfway through with the pale ale. Careful with the pour. You don't really want a head on this to begin with, too big. which I created. Anyway, about half. I'll give that a second to calm down. Then you're going to take your spoon, put it over the center, and pour the Guinness over the top of that, and then that will fall into that and kind of spread evenly. That helps it from mixing, kind of keeps it separated that way. So I'm going to do that real quick with the Guinness. And this is the tricky part, honestly.
Yeah, I've actually seen a couple pictures where the spoon has a little bend in it, so it actually sits on the glass, and they can hold it pretty evenly instead of having to try to balance a regular teaspoon.
Yeah, it helps a lot, especially since this is pouring on me too while I do this. And it's mixing a little bit, so I fucked up, but
yeah,
messed up. Let's see where I'm at here. I'm gonna call that good.
Alright.
Whoop.
So
Alright, so let's
see how that turned out.
Not quite. I didn't pour enough in the bottom, but that's kind of how it is. Usually the pale part would be up to about here, and then the black would be top, but I didn't do it quite right. But that's basically it. And you can mix it together to, create that flavor too. But yeah, now that I have a mess too, that's kind of cool.
Nice. That actually turned out a lot better than I sort of imagined it would.
Except my ratios are wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah, not too bad.
I would take probably more Guinness in my drink than anything else. But
it just kind of creates a nice Guinness start and a nice pale finish. It's pretty good.
Yep. Ooh, that actually reminds me. I've also had another one that had like an Angry Orchard or sort of like a hard cider with a Guinness. So
yeah,
I like that one quite a lot.
Beer cocktails can really be anything to mix together that just kind of works. With some experimentation, you can make anything work.
Yep.
And they don't always have to revolve around Guinness either. Right. But that's the most popular one, Black and Tan. So.
Yeah. Well, do you have anything else to add with Black and Tan after we did the demonstration? We talked about the different variants. Or anything like that?
Nope, that was it. Just wanted to show you this, and that's it.
All right. Well, thank you guys for watching. If you have an idea for beer school or have any questions about Black and Tans, please leave it in the comments down below. Also, if you did like the video, a thumbs up would be appreciated. And also subscribing to our channel for more information on beer and different beer reviews, and our takes on those beers that we test out. But until next time, go talk smart to your friends about Black and Tans.